everyone, it's Alyssa the cat here. In today's video, I'm going to be making a video on the stupidest reasons to hate Amy Rose. Now, the same thing with Sally Acorn. Years ago, I made a video on the stupidest reasons to hate Amy Rose, but again, that video just wasn't really well done to me. Sort of nervous to make this video. I'm going to tell you guys why. There's lots of people in the Sonic community that really hate Amy Rose. In my past, I got so much hate for just simply defending Amy Rose. Even though there's some false things that I said, I never did anything with bad intent as far as me defending Amy Rose, so I just want to clear that up and get that straight. And I'm also talking to you, Larry, or anyone else who has said anything about me in the past just because I was defending Amy Rose. Later on too, I'm gonna give y'all a follow-up on some new news about Larry. But anyways, I'm gonna prepare for so much hate in this video. But at this point, I don't care. So, for number one, which is the most obvious reason that people hate Amy Rose, is because of her crush on Sonic. Now, I just want to say this. In Sonic Heroes, Sonic Riders, and some of Sonic X, yes, she was a little crazy over Sonic. I will admit that. I remember that one scene in Sonic X where she brought Sonic to the fortune teller. I was like, okay, Amy, you're going a little bit too far. I will agree with that. But in Sonic X, she wasn't really that bad as people say she is. You don't have to like Amy from Sonic X. In my opinion, I don't think that she was that bad. Also, I'm seeing a lot of this hate coming from Sonali fans, just from what I've seen. I just want to say this. You can like Sonali, but don't hate on Amy just because of her crush on Sonic. You know, Amy has not even happened. You know, Sonali had its time in like the preview of the Archie comics and Sonic SATM. There have been hints of Amy, as I've been saying before, although I was attacked for this, so I'm not even going to really get into that, because I know what some of the people who attacked me in the past are going to say. It's just my belief. Don't get a heart attack because of it. I'm so serious, man. I was constantly being bashed back then. I don't want to really get into that. But yeah, for Sonic fans who are hating Amy just because of her crush on Sonic, I mean, it's really not that serious. She just has a crush on Sonic. We don't even know if Amy is going to happen. And if it does, I wouldn't really get mad about it because, like I said, Sonali had its time. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Amy were to happen. Look at, again, I'm not going to get too far into it because I just don't want to get attacked. Look at how their dynamic is now. Like, between Sonic and Amy. Like, it's gotten better now, so I just wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, let me just continue, because just don't attack me. Please don't attack me. Yeah, just because we're a crush on Sonic, and they think that that is the only part of her character, that is, like, she has nothing else to offer. That is not true. Amy has proven herself to really be kind and caring, and she even stands up for others, even if it means telling Sonic that he's wrong. So, her crush on Sonic is not the only thing to her character. She has shown herself to be a very great character with a kind heart. As far as Sonic Heroes, Sonic Riders, I didn't really like her much from there, but that's just my opinion. A lot of people talk about Sonic Adventure, but she actually wasn't bad in Sonic Adventure. She actually did pretty good in Sonic Adventure in my opinion, so yeah. Again, this is all just my opinion. Don't get offended, please. The next reason people seem to hate Amy Rose is that they think that she's a Sally Acorn ripoff. Now, I'm just gonna say this, yes, it's a very common thing that a lot of people, especially Sally Acorn fans, have been saying.
In Adobe Comics, they made a ripoff out of Sally. The girl she ripped off Sally is Amy.
But this isn't the first time this has happened. This also happened when Amy Rose appeared in Sonic Boom. People were saying that she's a copy of Sally Acorn, like some pink Sally Acorn or something like that. And the main reason behind it is just because she's matured. That she's not so crazy over Sonic like she was back then. I can understand that Amy has the ability to be a leader. They're not the same characters. Both are pretty good characters, but they're not the same. And I really get tired of people constantly comparing them, especially people who are demanding for Sally Acorn to come back. Now, I understand that Sally Acorn was a pretty good character. I really do understand that. She was awesome. But you can't just bring Amy down just because you miss Sally Acorn, and now you're sitting there saying, oh my gosh, Amy stole Sally Acorn, she's a new Sally Acorn now. A lot of people also seem to hate Amy Rose just because they think that Sally Acorn came first. But it doesn't matter who came first, you know. It doesn't make either one, like, better than the other. But, you know, I feel like both are great characters. It shouldn't matter who came first, you know. I found out about the inspiration of Amy Rose, that was, like, back in 1992. So, there's that. But, you know, still, all I can say about that is it doesn't really matter which date a character appeared. So, like, I just found that, like, as a stupid reason. So, for people saying that Amy Rose ripped off from Sally Acorn and IDW or Sonic Boom, I mean, you have your own opinion, but sometimes it just gets annoying, you know, because there are people who really wanted this for a long time, who wanted Amy Rose to mature. But then you have some of those people, like, it's so weird, you have some of those people who didn't like her from back in the day, but they still hate her now just because she matured. Now they're saying that she's a Sally Acorn ripoff. Pick a struggle. Like, you want her to get better, now she's better, and now you're mad about that. Like, that's really weird. Anyways, not gonna, if you know who you are, I'm not trying to attack you, but I don't understand it. Really don't understand. Anyways, another thing is people hate on Amy Rose just because she's pink. Okay? She can be pink. What's wrong? She can be pink. That's all I can say. She can be pink. I know when I made my video on Sally Acorn, I said that I found it weird when she appeared with, like, different fur and hair color. The reason being is because of Sally Acorn's design. It just wouldn't work for her to be pink or orange. It just wouldn't work for her, you know. So I feel like I'm very glad that they decided to keep Sally Acorn in her brown fur and her red hair. I just feel like that fits her best. But Amy Rose, she doesn't look back pink, so she can be pink. Literally be pink. That's all I can say. Like, I just find it weird that people hate Amy Rose just because she's pink. Also, Larry said that one of the reasons he doesn't ship Sun Amy is just because Amy Rose is pink, which I do find really weird. It's just the color of her fur. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't even know what else to say at this point about that. It's just so weird. Next, there are people who still comment and say that Amy Rose is still obsessed with Sonic and keep calling her a stalker. Okay, not to be rude, but for the people who call Amy Rose a stalker, they literally do not know the definition of a stalker. For the people in the back, you know exactly who I'm talking to. For also the people I interacted with back then, you don't know what a stalker is to be calling Amy Rose a stalker. Yes, she may come off as a bit, like, crazy over Sonic, but calling her a stalker was a little bit too far, and to say that she was, like, abusing Sonic, to say, like, she's still a bit, like, crazy over Sonic, it's a bit of a stretch for me because she's just not like that anymore. And I just feel like y'all just have to deal with the reality of that. And Sega even confirmed that her maturity is 100% canon. So for people to say, oh, it's not canon, it's not real, it's just in Sonic Boom. It's not only in Sonic Boom that she's gotten better. Just give her a chance for once. You don't have to like her character, but all this hating, sometimes it just makes no sense. And as far as I've seen, just from my personal experience, most of the people I've seen saying stuff like this are people who are demanding for the Freedom Fighters to come back. For those of you who are being mature about it, not to attack you, I'm talking about the people who are toxic about it. I don't know if these change, but I'm talking about people like Dream Soul, or someone who hasn't changed. I know for sure Larry Hughes III, and we're gonna get into that later. This other reason that people hate Amy Rose is, like, her design. Honestly, I like her design. It kind of goes back to when I was talking about people hate Sally Acorn just because she wore no clothes. Like, she wore a vest and boots, but I mean, like, she wasn't fully clothed, like, in the pre-boot of the Archie comics. It goes back to that when I was talking about people hating Sally Acorn because she wore no clothes, back to, like, Sat-AM or the pre-boot of the Archie comics. I'm just gonna say, like, you can't, in my personal opinion, you can't dislike a character just because of how they dress. You can't judge a character just because of how they dress. It's just how they look. You'll never truly know a character unless you read about them or something like that, or watch them. And I used to judge Sally until I got to know her character, and I was like, oh, and she's not a bad character. You know, so you know who you are, who judged Sally just because she didn't really wear clothes much in the pre-boot, or like in like Sonic Titanium. You know who you are. I'm just gonna say, like, you can't be judging characters just because of how they dress. I find that really weird. It's just like judging someone just because of how they dress. Like, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I know it's like, people would probably say Sally's just a fictional character, but still, like, I don't like that. So I'm gonna say the same thing about Amy. Just because of how she dresses, it doesn't make her a bad character. So I kind of find this reason to be kind of weird in my personal opinion. You know, you don't have to like her design, but just going off of a design to dislike a character, it just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, moving on. People also seem to hate Amy Rose and thinks that she's jealous of Sally Acorn. Now in the pre-boot, I've seen where Amy Rose has taken up for Sally and Sonic, which in the past I did find weird, but it just shows how much Amy cares for Sonic, even if it means him not being with her. As someone who doesn't ship Sonali, I'm saying this to say that I'm thankful now that Archie did that, even like in the pre-boot. It just shows how kind and caring Amy is, and how much she really does love Sonic. I like that they did that. Amy and Sally were friends, even in the pre-boot. For all the shippers, like, putting up all these stories and saying that Sally and Amy were meant to be against each other, no. I don't agree with it. I'm sorry. And Larry, whether you like it or not, they were friends. Deal with it. Shut your big, stupid lips. Now, for the part that I'm sure some of you are waiting for, yes, I do have some news on Larry. I haven't been looking to him like too much, but he's still the same. Yep, he's still the same. Because recently he did make a video on me for no reason. Literally, for no reason. Like, I'm literally laughing right now. But yeah, he made a video on me recently, and in the video he showed this video I made where I said that I'm not going to apologize to him, which, yes, I'm not going to apologize to him. It's never going to happen. But that video was like 1 year ago, and he like reacted to it, and he was like, I don't care, all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. And, you know, I just find it weird that he would reply to a video I made like 1 year ago when it could have been replied to it. It's just... Think, Larry. Think. Like, just think for a second. Turn that brain of yours on. If you have a brain. If you have a brain. Because, ooh, boy. I just don't understand at this point. I really don't, man. Like, do you know what nature is at this point? Do you know what life is? Like, seriously, every time I see your face, I think about that every day, man. Dude literally thinks he lives in Mobius. He really does, bro. No, this is Earth. This is where you live. Remember that, man. Like, you're forgetting that. This is life. It's not about fictional characters or, like, freedom fighters and all that. Trying to fight Dr. Robotnik and all that stuff. Like, this is life, man. You need to really understand that. Be considerate of those things. Because life is short. And I know it's kind of sad to hear, but yes, life is short. You gotta make the most of it. You can't depend on fictional characters. It's kind of sad to see him like this. Because you're wasting your time getting mad over what others say about you. Yeah, what we're saying is true. But until you change, we're gonna keep making memes on you. We're going to keep talking about you until you learn to change. And also, I feel like all of his devices should be taken away from him. And yes, even a TV. All of that. So he can just wire his brain back in. Get it through his head that we do not care. He can have his opinion, but we do not care. Dude, you can be a classic song fan. You can be a Sonic fan. But you can't force others, alright? That's all I gotta say, man. And I find it pretty funny that he likes classic Amy, but doesn't like modern Amy. I find that, like, quite suspicious. And yes, he can like classic Amy and not like modern Amy. I'm talking about the fact that he just doesn't like Amy just because of her crush on Sonic. So I just find that really weird. Because you remember, like, in the classic era, there weren't really Son Amy moments, in my personal opinion. But in the modern era, they have been showing, like, more Son Amy hints. And Larry just so happens to, like, really hate modern Amy. I mean, despise her. And then you have those people, like, making gory art of Amy. Like, this one person that attacked me in the past. I've heard from a friend of his who actually knew him. He made gory art of Amy. I'm not going to say any names. But I really don't get that. Like I've been saying, just like in my other video about the stupidest reasons to hate Sally Acorn, you have a right to dislike a character, but it's just the stupidest reasons. And then you go out of your way to make all this disturbing art of Amy. I personally don't get it. Like, she's just a fictional character, but I never thought to myself to just do that. Just find it really weird. And to say she doesn't care about her friends, not true. Amy Rose is my childhood. She is one of the first ever female characters I ever grew up upon. And this is one of the reasons I made this video. Just to spread awareness that there are still fans of Amy Rose. And I'm just asking that you be respectful. You know, it's not to be mean. The same thing for Sally Acorn. There are fans of Sally Acorn just because people might not know Sally Acorn as much as people know Amy. There are people that did know her and watched the STM TV show, because that's where most of her fans came from, versus the Archie comics. You gotta consider these things, especially when someone's not trying to be offensive. I have a connection to Amy Rose. I can relate to her, especially with her crush on Sonic. I've been in her place before, so that just made me like her character even more as well. And she's also a very confident character. She's always down for a challenge. And she's just very caring. She's willing to take the risks just to help others. And I really like that about her. Anyways, I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really thank you all so much for over 300 subscribers. Now I'm on the road to 400. Let's get those subscribers and those likes in. And I really thank y'all so much for supporting me. I've been through a lot, and I really thank y'all for this journey. Y'all are like brothers and sisters to me. So I from the bottom of my heart, I really thank y'all. Larry, you don't know how beautiful life is, man. Go out and live it, man, while you still can. I really thank y'all for the support. I really do. Even when I was at my lowest, from the bottom of my heart, y'all are amazing people. I'm about to cry. Because I really care about y'all. And I'm really hoping that everyone has a good life. And as always, please respect my opinion and don't take it the wrong way. And I really love y'all very much. You cat lovers. Peace.